Hello. What you doing, kitty? Yeah, kitty. You gonna film? You gonna paint with me? Come on. No? Alright then. Gonna hang out? Yeah, gonna hang out? Hey everybody, it's Karen from Wonderful Acrylics. Back from vacation. And we had a guy that we adore who comes in when we go on vacation and takes care of our dog and cat for us so we can keep them at home and stress-free. And my cat has been Velcro ever since I got back. The first night we got home, it was after midnight, I'm fixing my thing. She cried, like meowed, until 4 in the morning, until I was forced to come downstairs and sleep on the couch so she could sleep like right here, and hasn't left my side in the last 2 days, which is really bizarre to me because it's a cat. Anyway, hi, how are you? Before we get started, let's do a quick show and tell from everything. Where's the dot? Everything from the last 3 or 4 pours. I think the first one was the walk in the woods for the 20K giveaway for Judy. Judy, I'm gonna send it to you, but I'm gonna make you 2 because I'm not 100% happy with it. I feel like it dried kind of dark. So if I don't love it, then I usually don't give it out. So here it is though. It looked better wet. See, it's really, really dark. Like if I take it outside in the sunshine, yeah, then it looks good, but it's just too dark for my taste. So today's gonna be a do-over of that. But Judy, I will send you both. And then the next video, I think that was the happy one where I was drinking some wine. What do I have from that one? That was the colors. Those were the jungle pours. So in no particular order, I think this is Eye of the Tiger. It dried perfectly. It looks amazing. I'm like drunk pouring for the win, man. I don't know. Really super happy. Maybe a little bit too many cells. I did see a bunch of comments, you're ever torching. I'm like, I was drunk, leave me alone. Like, you know, it was a happy video. Yeah, but I was torch happy that day for sure. For sure. But that one is still pretty darn amazing. The cells in this guy are amazing. So this is an 8x10. It's going to go up on my Etsy in the next couple days. And then we have another one. This is an 8x10 on a cradled ampersand panel on a gesso board. It also dried phenomenal. I love this one. It is not as dark, I think, as it's showing up right there. Let me come in close. These cells on this one also amazing. This one will get resined probably next week before it goes up for sale, if it goes up for sale, because I'm really happy. Let me grab something. So remember when I was showing you the ampersand floating frames, like this one? So when I do this, look how amazing that's gonna be in there. So I'm not sure I'm gonna sell it. If I do, I definitely recommend whoever buys it, you might want to consider framing it because it really sets it off quite nice. So there's that guy. There was a companion piece to that. The third one here. And what's really cool about this is the colors came out in these cells here. Check those out. The white, but it's like a thick white ring everywhere. And that's like, I don't know. I can't tell if it's copper or bronze. But super, super pretty. This one too, as well. And would look great in the ampersand floating frame. You get those at, excuse me, got a frog in my throat. You get those from Dick Blick's or Jerry's Ornorama or any of the chain true art stores. You don't get those at Michael's or whatnot. You have to go to an art supply company. I don't think I filmed this one, but this was one I did, I think off camera at a girlfriend's house. This will be up for sale. This one's gonna get resin tonight. It's been sitting around for like a month and a half. Very pretty little 8x10, also on a gesso board, the ampersand gesso board. So there's that guy. The cells on this one are pretty great. So there's that guy. And then the last one that I did like at 1 o'clock in the morning, in no particular order. Where are they? So this was a case of the ones I loved, not so much anymore, and ones I was like, meh, are actually kind of great. So go figure. Like this guy dried super, super dark. It is still, even though it's dark, I think it's gonna go this way. This is a deep burgundy, and then it fades into the black, which I can tell it's not showing up, but it is. And I put it on my husband's bookcase, you know, like in a manly area in his like man cave, and it looked really stunning. So don't be put off always by dark colors, because it is quite dramatic. So that's just a 4x6. I don't know when I did this one, but it's in my stack, so I'll show it to you. I did this guy at some point, I don't remember when. It's another 4x6. And then I remember talking about this one like, yeah, it's kind of boring because it was just all cells and lacking in composition. But you know what? It dried so great, and all these colors came out in the cells. I don't know if I'm gonna get them, but they all look like mini peacock cells everywhere. So that makes up for it. And because it's with metallic colors, I mean, I haven't done anything to it. That's very, very shimmery and actually quite striking. So I don't know the orientation yet. So yeah, that's a keeper into the resin stack. And then the first one I remember that I was super excited about, dried and looks to me awful. Like, I just don't like it at all, is this guy. I don't know, maybe it's not so bad. But a couple of you called it in that the burgundy dried incredibly dark. You can tell in real life, you're like, you know, with me holding it, that it's burgundy and not black. I don't know, I'm just not in love with this one anymore. I guess it's got a lot of metallics as well, so it's still very pretty. I still like the composition very much. So yeah, it'll get resined, but it just kind of fell out of favor with me for whatever reason. The one that, saving the best for last, the one that I was gaga over when it was wet, the very last one, I'm still gaga over. I am gonna sell it because my husband gave me the "you can't keep everything" speech. Is this one. This one is just a dried, very, actually kind of dried glossy. That's from the Golden Gloss Premium. It has the cool lacing and the shimmery from that copper bronze color. The cells look like they're floating in the blue. It is just super, super pretty. It's just a little 8x8, but that will go up on my Etsy site. Phew. All right, get you down. So Maine was fantastic. Katy National Park, amazingly beautiful. Hopefully if you follow my Waterfall Acrylic Facebook page or on Instagram, you saw a couple of my pictures. Photography is my other hobby. And I am so patient when I need to grab cups, hold on. So when I'm in photography mode, I have like serious patience. I will wait for the right light. I will wait out a cloud. I will wait out people. I will wait out a breeze, anything to get the good shots. So my family's kind of used to it. I think some people wondered. I know I posted one picture. I think I called it a cloud in my coffee. I must have waited 20 minutes to get those clouds to reflect in the water for me to take that picture. I was like a crazy woman. All right, that's my Frappuccino. Colors today, I added a bright green to hopefully brighten it up. So to start off with, I have some Amsterdam sap green. I have, we'll go from dark to light. I have some, what is this? Amsterdam permanent green deep. And then I have some Winsor & Newton permanent green light. And then I have some more Winsor & Newton. They had the best shade of burnt sienna, in my opinion. Is that guy. And then I'll skip that one for a minute. I have some Liquitex Basics, the Naples Yellow, the best shade of yellow ever. And then finally, I had this old tube of quinacridone burnt orange. And I think I used this in the last video as well. This is darker. It's very similar to the burnt sienna. So I took this one and I added a dollop of Payne's Gray. I didn't want to do Payne's Gray, but it was handy. And, I didn't feel like looking for my Van Dyke Brown. So it's about 2 shades darker than what it is in the tube. Yeah, and this is the Grumbacher Payne's Gray that I used to darken it up a bit. So the colors, pouring medium, still just tinkering with it. I was really happy with my 848 from last video. This time I did 6 ounces of Golden Gloss pouring medium to 10 ounces of Elmer's Glue All to 10 ounces of water. Yep. So we're gonna see what that's like. Let me pick a color that's easy to see. Green, I left everything a little on the thick side today. Can you see that? It's leaving a bit of a trace that doesn't disappear right away. The little mound sits there for a good 2 seconds before it disappears into the paint. So that's deliberate on my part. I also have 3/4 of a cup of the Artist Loft Flow acrylic in white. I'm going to add my Spot On Treadmill silicone. Probably only going to do 1 or 2 drops because these are only half cups. All right, give those a quick stir. And yeah, let's give this a go. So we flew into Portland, Maine, and spent the first 3 days in Portland goofing around. And we stayed at I'm a Marriott gal, so I had lots and lots of points. So I had, we got to stay for free. And we checked out to make our way up to Bar Harbor. And I left behind in the room my diamond engagement ring and a gorgeous Burmese blue sapphire ring that I've bought in Bangkok. By the time we realized it, a day had gone by. And I realized it like the following morning, and we called the hotel. And we're like, oh my God, and I knew exactly where I left them. Like I was dead positive. Like I knew exactly where they were. And I said, is anyone in that room? And they're like, nope, that room's been vacant since you checked out. I'm like, awesome, can you go in there and retrieve my rings for me, and we'll pick them up when we come back. And like, yeah, okay. I'm like, well, that wasn't very helpful, but whatever. We'll call you back after we check the room. And I'm like, okay. So a couple hours go by, no phone call. I call again. And I'm calling to see if you guys got my rings. Oh, I don't know. Let me put you through to housekeeping. Talk to them. Like, okay. Housekeeping, it goes to voicemail. Leave a message, nobody calls me back. A couple more hours go by, and now I'm like sick to my stomach. Like just sick to my stomach over my rings. Because you know, sentimental value. Had the engagement ring, obviously, for over 20 years now. Really kind of bummed out. Nobody calls, call back again. Talk to a manager who seemed quite annoyed. They're like, look, don't call, pretty much had this like, don't call us, we'll call you. And we have not found your rings. Housekeeping doesn't know where they are. They're not in lost and found. You know, sorry, so sorry. And I'm like telling my husband, I know they're there. I know they're there. And he's like, are you sure? Are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And you know, like, so another day went by, and you know, like you start doubting yourself. And I was retracing my steps. And he's like, did you even bring it on vacation? Because you normally don't wear your ring when you paint and etc. I'm not gonna have enough of this dark green. I'm like, I'm positive. And then I'm like, well, maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't bring them. He's like, well, why don't you call Steve the dog walker and see if they're in your little ring thingy at home? I'm like, no, Joe, I'm telling you, they're at the hotel. 2 more days went by. We never heard from the hotel. And I told Joe, like, this is ridiculous. They're there. I'm like, can you call? Maybe if they hear from a guy, which is awful, you know, but it's true. You know, when you complain, they might be a little more helpful. And it wasn't like I was asking for a lot, you know, like if it were me and I was working and somebody called and said they lost their engagement ring, I would be like, oh my God. And I would call them back and like, even if I had bad news, I would have been like, look, I'm so sorry. I can't find your ring, but you know, we checked the vacuum, we looked under the bed. Here's everything we've done. And we didn't get any of that. We got, yeah, we don't have it, sorry. And so I made my husband call to like, cause I wanted to know like, what have you done? Like, what have you done to find these? And he lucked out and got a hold of the general manager who, I forgot his name, I think it was Aaron. And he was like, the buck stops here with me. I will definitely call you back. I'm gonna question everybody. They should be in the room if the room was unoccupied. And we're like, thank you. She's like, I'll call you back in an hour. No phone calls. By the 3rd hour, I'm livid, my husband's livid. And just as he went to call, the manager called and he's like, yeah, sorry, they're just not here. I questioned everybody. We looked in lost and found. They're not in the room. And I'm like, did you look in the little cubby under the TV? Because I know that's where they are. Yes, they're not there. I'm like, oh God. Luckily, they're insured. So we start the process of filling in the paperwork. I'm just gonna kill off this green. Online. And then like the claims lady calls us and she's like, I need a police report. And so we call the Portland Police Department, their non-emergency number. And they're like, yeah, we don't do that. Sorry. So we tell the insurance lady that. And she's like, I have to call them, like, be our guest. And she's like, I guess she had to verify it. She goes, well, I need a statement from the hotel. So Joe calls the management company, or the manager at the hotel, and says, you know, you got to send me an email documenting what the hotel has done to find these rings. And it's so funny. Once we said that, he's like, oh, okay, I'll have an email to you within the hour. Another day went by. So like this whole thing is just like, not a big cloud, but there's a big, you know, a cloud in the sky on our vacation, you know, dealing with the rings. And we never get an email from him. And the next morning, it was cute too because her name was Sunny. The hotel calls us and we were at breakfast and they're like, Mrs. D, your rings have been recovered. And I'm all like, yay, hallelujah, so glad. And I'm like, where were they? We don't know, they just been recovered. So then Joe and I we were just, you know, canceled the claim. So excited, told him we'd be back in a week to pick them up. And so when I went to pick them up the other day, I'm like, so where were they? And she said, they were just recovered. I'm like, whoa, did you find them in the hotel room? Like, did house cleaning turn them in? Like, what, you know, what's the deal? And she goes, oh, they were in a packet at the bottom of the lost and found box. I'm like, nobody checked? And she's like, well, I can't speak to that. Which basically means we'll never know what really happened, other than the general manager must have had heads roll or something. But that's my long, boring story about what happened on vacation. But I got my rings back, and that's all I care about. And that killed time while I layered paint. So, 3 cups. 1, 2. Meow. Kitty cat. Kitty cat. I don't know. She's just like literally weaving between my legs this entire time. She's not left my side. We let her outside, and all I had to do was say her name, and she came running to me. So weird. I guess she didn't like being alone. That's much prettier, I gotta say. So I think I'm gonna just lift these up rather than drag them. And I might lip them, do a flip and lip. But let me see what they look like first. I'll slide them up a little bit. All right, Walk in the Woods Part 2. Ooh, big bubble. Bloop. That has like a lot of white, so I'm not gonna do it. Because I think I have plenty of paint. I will do this on this end though. And take it up. And Chloe, leave her be, please. All right. Let that settle. No cells to speak of, that's a good thing. Like the colors much better. Really, the, what's that called? The quinacridone burnt orange is definitely still the color. I guess it'll be the color of the month because I'm still enamored with it. It doesn't seem to be moving, so let me help it along a little. Oh, and the other thing was the, I was like The only reason my jewelry was insured is because we had to have it insured as part of our renter's insurance when we moved to New York City last year. And it was about to expire like in 3 days. So I'm like, isn't it gonna look suspicious, Joe, that we're putting in a claim 3 days before it expires? And he's like, it's still valid. I'm like, all right. All right, let's give this a gentle torch. Actually, I think I want to tilt this around just a little bit more, I think, before I torch. You guys see okay? Yeah, I think I'm gonna wiggle it down this way just a little bit over. Something like that. All right, now I'm happy. Wipe off my fingers. Way up high. Sideways a little, put some heat on it. Really not swelling up too much. I guess I'll get a little closer. All right, that looks like enough. We'll see what happens. These look like big leaves to me. They're really pretty. I don't like that spot. Getting rid of it. All right. Let's see. I don't like that. Let's get onto this corner. So let's make our way over there. A couple spots of white I want to get rid of there and there. A little more off the corner. And then bring it back. Oh, here come the cells. Okay. And then come down to this other corner. And bring them back. Let me stare. I feel I'm getting rid of some of the white. And then bringing it back. It's a very organized painting, I feel. I don't know how I feel about that. The colors are much better this time though. So wiggling my way down to my end. Ooh, I think I was cutting it close with the amount of paint I used. This is really kind of thin right here. Let's give it a hand. Good. Well, I'm gonna make it go. It might be because it's a thicker mix too. There we go. And we're gonna go the other way. Stretch out some things. Maybe get rid of some of those white cells, or just a little bit. Take them off. If they'll go. A little more. All right, come back. That is the most organized painting ever. Isn't it? It's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely old style Karen. Looks like a Julie Cutts painting to me. Let me see. It's pretty. Judy, I hope you like both. The other one, even though it's dark, it did have that like dappled look to it, like a walk in the woods, like I talked about. This one is just pretty shades of green and burnt orange, pretty much. I'm gonna torch a little bit right there, just because I don't like the speckles so much. The rest of it though, I'm gonna leave it. And I'm out of paint, so I can't do anything else. And tonight I want a resin. So along with this video, I'm gonna put up a poll for the black and white plus 2 or 3 colors, and you guys can pick colors for that series. Before I start that series, I am going to do a big pour this weekend, either on an 18 by 24 or 24 by 24. I haven't decided. And then we'll start the black and white series. My daughter will be back in camp next week, so I will have lots of time to paint and do other projects. I like the little cells I got there very, very much. They're primos. I'm gonna add some little ones right here. Plenty of background still showing. Maybe some right there. And yeah, that one's quite pretty actually. So Judy, I hope you like this one. Just as a comparison, I am going to varnish this guy, and maybe when I varnish this one, it'll brighten up a little bit. But see what I mean? Like it definitely has that, like you're in a deep dark forest and the sunlight's hitting certain spots of it. So for that and composition wise, I do kind of prefer this painting. It's like I need this painting combined with these lighter colors, but you know, what are you gonna do? Let me get you guys down for a close up, and then I'm gonna clean up that one. Oh. So yeah, that says, I didn't take it off my, I left my camera on the contraption, so, but that's what it looks like. I'm gonna pop it off, right? I should pop it off, you guys, you can see better. Hold on. Maybe not. Good grief. Good grief, it doesn't want to come off. All right, now it's a battle of wills. You will come off. All right. Sorry for the fingers. All right, that's better, because then I can just really zoom in. So, there's this area here. Super pretty cells. This corner up here. Over there. You got a caterpillar there, but for whatever reason, that one's cute and kind of reminds me of lily pads. We saw tons of lily pads and tadpoles and frogs on our vacation. So, and then I do like this corner here with the little baby cells. And yeah, super pretty. Let me come up high. So there it is. Judy, I hope you like both. Enjoy. I hope to get both of these to you later next week. Where am I? Done. Yeah, see you guys this weekend. Look for the poll. Let me know what colors you want to see, and talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.